of illusion. Yes, there's only one solution. Yeah, yeah. What I found is oh so simple. Deeper love in a temple, and I found it in the stillness of my soul. 'Cause all there is God. Oh, yeah. All there is God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All there is God. Let me hear your voice. All there is God. Now I'm resting in the knowing that my good is overflowing, and my faith is ever growing. Yeah, yeah. Oh, take me back to the beginning. I feel the Spirit moving in me. Make me stronger, make me willing. Yeah. All there is God. Oh, yeah. All there is God. Oh, everywhere you turn. All there is God.
All there is love.
All there is love.
All there is peace.
All there is peace. Past all understanding.
All there is truth.
All there is truth.
All there is God.
All there is God.
All there is God.
All there
All there is God. God is all there is.
all there is. Now I'm resting in the knowing that my good is overflowing, and my faith is ever growing. Yeah, yeah. Take me back to the beginning. Feel my spirit moving in me. Make me stronger, make me willing. Yeah. All there is God. All there is God, yeah. All there is God. Oh, God, everywhere you turn. All there is
heart is breaking today, but I'm not broken yet. I try to be optimistic, even though I'm upset. I won't live in fear of this great unknown. Life as we knew it is gone forever. What will it be like the next time we're together? I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. I look for the rainbow in this dark, gloomy sky. I'm full of questions and I wanna know why we're at this place with no turning back. I pray when I wake up and when I go to sleep for a miracle to happen. We're in trouble deep and I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. There's a time for everything, everything in its time. I'm holding on by a thread before I lose my mind. How much more suffering can this world stand? We're all socially distanced, we can't go anywhere. How did we get here? Sometime life's unfair. I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. I look for the rainbow in this dark, gloomy sky. I'm full of questions and I wanna know why we're at this place with no turning back. I pray when I wake up and when I go to sleep for a miracle to happen. We're in trouble deep and I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. Then I think of all I have to be thankful for. My family and friends, I need nothing more. I choose to live in joy, no one can take away. I hold my head up high, I keep pressing on to the prize before me. When it's over and done, I'm keeping the faith to see a better day. I look for the rainbow in this dark, gloomy sky. I'm full of questions and I wanna know why we're at this place with no turning back. I pray when I wake up and when I go to sleep for a miracle to happen. We're in trouble deep and I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. We'll see a better day. We'll see a better day.
The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. One day I traveled to Berlin where the wall was. They tore it down in '89 in the name of love, but to some of us the wall still stands. and to some it never did. The problem lies not in the stones, but in the minds that build it. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. Everyone around the world all feel the same emotions. The children know what Lenin said, that all we need is love. We've glorified the intellect and sacrificed the heart. Let's blow the walls to kingdom come. We all can do our part, yeah. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. Paradise is nothing but a state of mind when there's love in your heart. Unity is waiting just around the bend. Now's the time for us to do our part. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers.
In my eyes, in my mind, in my heart, in my soul, in my life, I have been searching for something, but you were my dream. You're perfect, you're golden, golden. You're the
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is
Hello and welcome to the People of Diversity Sunday service. We are a multi-faith community. We have 10 speakers from 10 different faith perspectives, and we have 10 different sets of musicians. And at the beginning of each series, we give them a 1 or 2 word topic. And every week you get a different perspective and a different set of musicians for 10 weeks. It's quite the variety. Right now we are doing the topic of transformation. So if you would like to help the people of diversity keep this show going, go to www.peopleofdiversity.org and push that donate button. We pay our speakers, and we pay our musicians, and we pay our technical team that helps put all this together. And so everything that you can do to help us keep that running is greatly appreciated.
Last week we had shaman Shannon Davis with musician Janine Chimera, and it was her first time with us. This week we have Reverend Sue Bailey, one of the original founders of the pod, some at least 15 odd years ago. And she will be coupled with Daniel Kepel, my favorite violinist at present, the only one I know, but he also has this amazing voice, and you're going to love him. Next week we have Dean Martineau and Judy Barant, and they will be coupled with Donna Frost. So, past services can be picked up on both of the pod page and the pod group. That's pod being People of Diversity. There's one pinned to the top, but then down the videos on one and down the live on the other are all of the past services in chronological order backwards, so that you could see the past almost 3 years of multi-faith services and really get a deep handle on it. We're also looking to create a YouTube experience to match it. Stay tuned for that. We'll keep you in the loop. So now we have large black cat named Panther on the lap as well, and at some point one of us will holler because her nails will dig into us. At any rate, immediately following the morning service from 11:45 to precisely 12:15, we do a deep dive. That's an opportunity for us all to connect, for us to see each other, share about the service. In some cases, the speaker is there with us. In others, they cannot. Sue tries to see us, to be there every time. And I think she's localer. I don't know if that's a word. Is that a word?
No, but it's okay.
Let's go with localer. I like that. That's a good one. So she'll probably be able to hang out with us. We also do a second broadcast, 5:45 every Sunday night. We rebroadcast the morning service. We put it out as a fresh premiere, and that's what we pin to the top of the page. So you can come back to it later on in the week, or send some friends back to check out the service. Last piece. If you want to get any of those Facebook notifications from that group or that page where we told you all the live stuff is and the videos are, you have to go and say hi to us and ask to join, and we will of course let you in immediately. And every Saturday night in the middle of the night, Sunday morning, you'll get a notification for the premiere of the Pod Sunday service, both the morning and the evening service. That's the only thing you'll get from us. And it allows you to simply push the button from notifications and be there. I personally set the service and the deep dive in my calendar, so no matter where I was, I could tune in.
Okay. Every week we bless a country. So if you have pictures, personal experiences, any information, fun facts on the country that we're blessing next week, that looks really funny. Send them to the email address posted below, and we will use them in our country blessing. Next week is Croatia. This week is Costa Rica. Costa Rica is located in Central America with coastlines on the Caribbean and the Pacific. There are about 5 million people living there, 55% Catholic, 25% evangelist, and 14% with no religious affiliation. Costa Rica has had no army since 1948.
And they're still Costa Rica.
And they're still Costa Rica. After World War II, they said, nope, we're done.
Smart people.
Yeah. Nicoya on Costa Rica's western coast is one of the top blue zones in the world, meaning that people commonly live active lives past the age of 100. 98% of the population is literate. 99% of Costa Rica's energy is from renewable sources: wind, geothermal, hydropower, and solar. That's really cool. They have 5 active volcanoes. Costa Rica contains 6% of the world's biodiversity, with over 500,000 species of plants and animals. And here's a really cool one. I bet there's a really good picture too. Around 50 species, they have around 50 species of hummingbirds. That's the most in the world. And the last one is 25% of Costa Rica's land is protected, making it the #1 country in the world to set aside land for conservation. So it's a really beautiful place, and they obviously appreciate it.
Taking good care of it.
Taking good care of it. Lots of biodiversity, lots of cool things to see, and 25% of it set aside for conservation. That's just amazing. So let's hold the people of Costa Rica in our hearts, knowing they want the same things that we do. They want to enjoy the beauty that they have there, to appreciate it. They want their families to be happy and safe, and we bless them and we send them our love, and we say these words together. May peace prevail in Costa Rica. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail in me. Okay, let's go. Ready? Our musician today is Daniel Kepel, and he is, I don't know whether to call him a violinist or a fiddle player, but he always has amazing music, and like Scott said, his voice is great. So he's got really good songs, and I'm sure that you're going to enjoy Daniel's offerings today on transformation. And then my dear sister Sue Bailey is our speaker. She was one of the original founders of the pod, and she's been with us even though she's moved away and done other things over the time. She has been a great supporter and always willing to help. And when we started this multi-faith, whatever you want to call it, multi-faith format, thank you, couldn't think of the word, and we asked her to be the New Thought representative, she said absolutely, and has been with us ever since the beginning of this. So without further ado, we will see you on the other side.
Good day, everybody. Hope you're ready to get down. Sing along with me during the choruses. The words are simple. We're standing on holy ground. That's it. You'll hear it as it comes along. Look down and see what was given to you and me. Right here we know the power that we hold to kindle the spark, so that we can light up the dark, show others the way, let them see a brand new day. 'Cause we're standing on holy, sing it with me now. We're standing on holy
We're standing on holy ground. Whoa, whoa. We're standing on holy. We're standing on holy. We're standing on holy ground. Whoa, whoa, listen now. Yeah, right where we are. Oh, we've traveled so far, and inside we know we've got further to go. Yes, we have now. Throw the past in the fire so that we can grow higher. Look down and see we are all that we need to be. Oh, 'cause we're standing on holy. We're standing on holy. Hope you're singing along. We're standing on holy ground. Oh, oh, yeah. We're standing on holy. We're standing on holy. We're standing on holy ground. Oh, oh. Inside, outside, we can really bring the fire with our perfect appointment. We can raise vibration high, living into integrity. We can help the world to see, being all that we can be. We can lead humanity. Inside, outside, we can really bring the fire with our perfect appointment. We can raise vibration high, living into integrity. We can help the world to see, being all that we can be. We can lead humanity. Oh, sing it with me now. We're standing on holy, yes we are. We're standing on holy, oh, oh, oh. We're standing on holy ground, oh, oh, yeah, now. We're standing on holy, oh, oh, oh. We're standing on holy, yeah. We're standing on holy ground, oh, oh, yeah, now. We're standing on holy. We're standing on holy. We're standing on holy ground. Whoa, 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 yeah. We're standing on holy, holy, holy. We're standing on holy. We're standing on holy ground. We're standing on holy ground. Have a great day, everybody. Seek the truth of who we are, beyond the skies, beyond the stars. The place inside is more than enough. It's treasure, it's gold, unlimited stuff. We are beauty, we are kind, we are golden goodness to be mined. We create who we are. What we do now can take us so far. I am, you are, they are, we all are, living in the light of God, living in the light of God. Living in the light of God, living in the light of God. Together now. I am, you are. living in light of God, living in light of God, living in light of God, living in light of God. Find the light in who we be, deeper, wider than the sea, in the heart and everywhere, showing the whole world a self so rare. We find freedom, we find peace, we have the strength to find our ease. We believe in who we be, releasing the past will set us free. I am, you are, they are, we all are, living in the light of God, living in light of God, living in light of God, oh, living in light of God. I am, you are, they are, we all are, living in the light of God, living in the light of God, living in the light of God, living in the light of God.
Well, imagine this. By the holy waters of a river near Delhi, almost 1 million people in white saris and turbans wait in the hot sun for this funeral procession to reach the cremation grounds. A platform of stone and earth and sandalwood held the body of a man. And this body and all of this wood and everything was lit on fire by his son, and women and men began to wail and weep as the flames crackled. I mean, just imagine this scene. A day earlier, this man who was today being laid to rest was Mahatma Gandhi. Indians' leader had been shot and killed. Leon Blum, a former French premier, commented, "I never saw Gandhi. I don't know his language. I never set foot in his country. And yet I feel the same sorrow as if I had lost someone near and dear to me. The whole world has been plunged into mourning by the death of this extraordinary man." When he died, Gandhi was what he had always been, a private citizen without wealth, property, title, official position, academic distinctions, scientific achievements, and yet the leaders of All the governments of the world nearly, and the heads of all the religions paid homage to this little man in a loincloth. The British officials said of Gandhi, the greatest achievements of his are still yet to come. I think most of us would agree, as much as the world does, that Gandhi was a great man. He was a courageous man. He was a great leader. But the important thing for us today to really think about is the fact that he was just a regular guy. He wasn't born in any status. He didn't have riches, nor did he ever accumulate riches. He had no particular advantage. He wasn't royalty. He wasn't raised in any extraordinary way. He was average by all standards. In fact, he said this about himself. I used to be very shy and I avoided all company. My books and my lessons were my sole companions. I would run home from school. My God, somebody might speak to me. That was my daily habit. I literally ran back because I couldn't bear to talk to anyone. I was even afraid that someone should poke fun at me. Moreover, I was a coward. I used to be haunted by a fear of thieves and ghosts and serpents. I didn't dare to stir out of doors at night. Darkness was a terror to me. It was almost impossible for me to sleep in the dark, as I would imagine ghosts coming from one direction, thieves coming from another direction, serpents coming from another direction. I could not, therefore, bear to sleep without a light in the room. And after he was married, he said, how could I disclose my fears to my wife, sleeping by my side? I knew that she had more courage than I, and I felt ashamed of myself. She knew no fear of serpents and ghosts. She could go anywhere in the dark. So then how did it happen? This cowardly boy transformed into this great man. It was written about him that wherever he went in the world, he transformed lives and situations because he changed human beings by regarding them not as by what they thought they were, but as they wished to be, as though the good in them was all there was. Just think about that for a minute. We wish to be thought of as smart and good and kind and powerful and whatever that is, but as much as we wish that, we don't often believe it even about ourselves. But when we meet someone who treats us as though those things were true, even if they're not apparent, instantly we become transformed into that because we get back in touch with it. The good in them is all of them. That's what he said. That's what I believe too, and maybe you do too. But is that how we treat everybody? As if the good in them is all of them. So how was he able to treat everyone he met, even his oppressors, as if they were only good? How did he transform the world around him? And not even just around him, but for generations continues to transform the world that we live in. He started by transforming himself. Just obviously listen to that description that he had of himself. That's not what we saw. That's not the powerful, courageous person that we saw. And he turned into that powerful, courageous, loving person that we saw by doing the work of transformation. It's something that most of us already, can learn by now, that we need to do some transforming of some of our behaviors or some things about ourselves. And, all through life, those things keep popping up. We keep seeing them. But the greatest thing to remember about transformation is that if we want to transform something out into our world or make an impact on the people around us, the transformation has to begin in here. So if I transform in here, then the energy that moves out from me is seen and felt in a whole nother way. The word transform comes from the Latin root trans, which means across from one side to the other or through. So it means moving from this space across to this space or through to this space. And forma is shape. So you cross over into a new shape. So I have to cross through my life, my personality, in order to reshape it. Important note here, and maybe transformation might bring to your mind something supernatural, like transformer fictional heroes, or those cool little toys that, 1 minute they look like one thing, and then, with just some small manipulation, boom, they look like something else in seconds. And then there are those people that we meet along the way in life, or we see on TV, who can do the same thing, who have done the same thing. 1 minute, they're one thing. 1 minute, they're another thing. Now, most commonly, these people would be diagnosed in the psychiatric field as having a personality disorder, or maybe even a psychopath. I'm not talking about either one of these fictional or dangerous things today. These are not transformation. These are something else. And one more thing, although it can happen, someone can have a mystical experience that causes great change in them. Don't waste your time or get your heart set on this type of transformation for yourself, because it's rare. And you could spend your entire life believing that transformation is going to come to you, and you may miss out on what is possible to come to you instead. So, do you dream of being a force that transforms things in the world? I do. I always have. So if it's not what you aspire to, maybe the idea of changing something bigger in the world isn't something that really speaks to you, but you might want to transform your friends or your significant other or your kids or government. Or maybe you do just want to transform yourself, which is a great place to start, because it's the only place to start. Sometimes you just might not care for your behavior, or care for the way you think, or care for the way you're treating people, and you would like to see somebody else express than the same you've been dealing with for a really long time. So we all want something or someone in here or out there, or as a result of in here, our behavior out there, to be transformed. I've always wanted to see a whole lot of it transformed. And I think it took a long time in life to be really mature enough to understand that it all has to start inside me. So the number one thing to remember about transformation is it's you that must be changed first. The second thing about transformation can go two ways, to the light or to the dark. Now, to the light is from the heart, the work that is directed by the heart. To the darkness is the ego, usually recognizable as the work directed by fear. Now, remember that fear shows up in all kinds of ways. It shows up in anger, it shows up in hatred. It shows up in all kinds of ways. Our primary and natural connection and instinct in this world is to be the light. But we can transform ourselves into either thing, more light or more dark. So how many of you have ever heard of Colin Tipping? He's the author of something called Radical Forgiveness. I did a forgiveness process with him one time at a conference. And so I had to think about who it was I had most resentment towards on a daily basis, who got under my skin the most. And I'm not telling you who it was, but I know that I know now especially that until I could look at that person and see myself somehow, until I could see them through the eyes of love, I was still the problem. After doing this forgiveness process with him, I can now see this person and thank them for creating an atmosphere that helps me get really clear about what I believe about the world that I want to be a part of creating. And I can bless them for showing me that. And this is an example of work directed by the heart. Now, work directed by the darkness in me, my fears, could look very different. Could keep me upset all the time, could keep me, spewing out anger all the time. That is work that is directed by the ego. So if we want to transform the system, the world, anything, we need to change our beliefs. Maybe about a lot of things. Maybe about things that, where fear could crop up, like things that there's not enough for everybody, or that we don't live in a safe world, or that I can't make other people do what I want them to do, but if I could, I would. Problem is they won't. And also to see them as they don't have a heart of the divine, only I do, or only me and my best friends do, or the people that I surround myself with. And how many of them are there? We have to get real. We know spiritually there's no us and them. If you travel around the world and you keep an open mind and you meet people and you know people, and you begin to know people, it's easy to see that there's no us and them. I hope that we can see that we must be about the business of transforming if we ever want to affect the world. And that we have to be willing to do the work directed by the heart. So once again, how do we transform ourselves? Well, the Apostle Paul said in the Bible, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. He also said, put on the mind that was in Christ. Or you could as easily say, put on the mind that was in Buddha, put on the mind that was in, Muhammad, put on the enlightened mind, because that is the essence of the divine that is within all of us. It doesn't really make any difference what you call it. And when you put on the divine mind that's within you, and you allow that divine mind to direct everything you think and say and do, then you'll be transformed. And then so will the things around you begin to be transformed. So that's it. Put on the divine mind. Talk is done. There's nothing else to tell you. Doesn't that sound simple? But it's not easy for us. In fact, it's the unending and maybe only work that transforms us into the light that can actually be seen. I love the definition of the idea of a cross. That means that I don't get to reserve little places along the way for my personal little situations that I think I know all the facts about. And I don't get the opportunity to hold on to these things that make me feel safe and blame other people. I don't get to pray to God to let me have the world the way I want it. I have to change my mind about all those things. All of my thinking. I can't hang on to any of it that isn't loving. Gandhi did what he did by reshaping his belief system about himself and about other people. All his fear thoughts. And as I studied this idea about transformation, a question came up. And is the problem that we see transformation as like a product? Just go with me here. Do we view transformation as product, something that goes like this? God, I'd like some transformation, please. So I suppose it would look like this. God, the warehouse, worker, drives the forklift, gets down the box labeled transformation. Here you go, Miss Bailey. I take the box home, I open it, expecting to find my transformation. And instead I find this box is empty. Now, my reaction is lots of things. But one of the things that's common is, well, this is a rip. I can't even trust God. You know, when I was baptized, I would truly believe by the things that people had told me that as soon as I came up out of that water, I was going to be a different person. And I wasn't going to have to struggle anymore or try anymore. The angels would be singing, dancing around me. Everything would be lovely. And I would be, you know, with Jesus having a great old time the rest of my life. I soon thought, I'm never going to shop in here again. And I want my money back. This transformation idea is a crock. And how many times have we ordered up this transformation product from God? And if it was possible, why do we keep getting empty boxes? We could start to believe that the whole spiritual idea of a greater, you know, the divine or whatever is empty, and that life is empty, and that transformation isn't real. But remember what I mentioned about the things that are not transformation, but we might think of them that way. It's easy to misunderstand what transformation really is and how it really happens to us. And I think it's because we believe there is nothing we need to do to be transformed, or maybe we believe we need to pray. And I can't say that's not helpful, but it isn't it alone. We don't transform because we give up when it requires to be committed. Or maybe we believe that all the work should go on somewhere out there. When the world's a nice place to live in, then I'll be able to transform because I won't have all these things around me that are so horrible. And there you have it. Now that is a crock, because who is going to make the world a nice place to live in if it isn't you, or if it isn't me? So imagine if Gandhi thought, well, you know, I can't do anything about the problem of this world. Imagine the different world we would live in today if that was the way he treated his transformation. Martin Luther King was a follower of him. All kinds of people have been followers of Gandhi and his nonviolent resistance. And had none of that ever happened, I don't know, the British might still be in India. They might still be running the country. There's no telling what could have happened, but we can tell what did happen and what an incredible light he brought to the world. So transformation is not a product that we can order up. It's a process that we go through. It requires something of us. It isn't as simple as telling God to go fetch it for us. We have a part to play. The promise of heaven on earth will not come because someone else does the work, because someone else does the changing. It'll be because you do. No one can transform you for you, nor can they transform your, the way you feel about your life, the part you play in this world. We all have a part. We all have the inner work to do. We all have to be willing. We all have changes to make. We can't expect our lives to change or our world to change if we continue to do the same things we're doing now. The world is a reflection of our consciousness, our beliefs, our actions. It's not arbitrary. What happens in our world is not an accident. We live in a universe of transformation, yet we try to hold on to that. We hate change. Transformation is just basically change. Our world transforms energy. We're alive because certain molecules have the power to transform the energy of the sunlight into raw materials. Lights come on because the energies of falling water have been transformed into electrical current. And all levels of the universe, there's constant transformation going on. And we humans are extraordinary transformers. We transform air, water, food into blood, bones, muscles, nerves. We're intellectual transformers. What we see and hear, what we study, our experiences of color and thoughts and our personality. So my question is, what are you doing to reshape your form to cross into another shape or to transform? What are you doing with your energy? Are we using it to transform ourselves into more godlike activity, more godlike being? Or is it serving the God of the ego? Are we transforming darkness into light or light into darkness? I believe that I'm transforming in alignment with spirit. And then I hear myself saying stuff like, yes, but. Yes, but it's either yes or no. I'm either doing the work of transformation or I'm not. And if I'm pretending to do it, then I'm going to get pretend results. Jesus said, "For this cause was I born, that I should bear witness to the truth." And what was his truth that we have all come to bear witness to? To the truth of love. To the truth of love. And the love of Jesus called forth the love and the greatness in everyone around him. What do you think Gandhi did so that he could follow this similar path as Jesus did? He did the work of changing his hate and his anger into love, and he did it by putting God first, by making a decision to live by the principles of truth and nonviolence, no buts, simply yes. Only after he chose to do these things and knew how to do these things and to live by these truths and how to love and how to see the good in everything and nothing else. Only then did his ability to transform other things around him become evident. I believe that Gandhi might be the closest expression of the Christ presence on earth in our time. And he started out just like me and you. I'm sure that we doubt our ability to do what he did, to affect the world in such a great way. Well, it's not our ability that holds us back. I have no doubt about our ability to transform the world. It's about our willingness to do what it takes that holds us back. It's our belief that transformation is a product, not a process. It's our lack of commitment and determination to put on the mind of Christ, to put on the divine within us first in our thoughts and our actions. We'll not experience a transformation of our mind simply by, listening to spiritual things like you are right now, or by going to church on Sunday. It takes much more. Prayer, meditation, study, practice, change, and work. And honestly, I'm sorry. Look around and don't let anybody tell you that that's not true. Even when I intend to spend an amount of time in prayer and meditation each day, a bit of time doing those things that help keep my life in balance, I often don't do it because I don't choose to put it first. And I have no excuse, even though I am really good at making some of them up. They are not about the work of my transformation. Gandhi and Jesus had several important things in common. They spent time in prayer. They supported other people who also were on the path of the transformation to light. And that's the beauty of this community that's sitting here listening today, or of a small study group if you choose to get into one of those. It's important that we have partners in believing, because then when we can't believe, someone can believe with us and for us and help us. And I guarantee you, if you want partners in believing, you don't have to look very far, but you do have to look. And another thing they both did was to practice the presence and practice calling forth the presence. We talk about affirmations and denials, and we say that we deny that the physical world has power over the light within us. Well, that was one of Gandhi's most powerful tools. He lived as though the physical world had no power over him. He was not afraid of death or poison or starvation. And then Gandhi repeated mantras in his head If you read some of the biographies, or I mean autobiographies and of Gandhi, he talks about how as he was just walking somewhere, or as he was sitting, or as he was waiting for something to happen, that he would repeat these mantras, even a word or two in his head or out loud, through the hours of the day, as he was going about his transformative, object of love, about trying to change his world. Now, the next time an opportunity for transformation of energy arises, one of those things when you want to get angry or fearful or change others, or, say something not nice, instead, in your mind, I want you to think about this. I really like this, and it's something that you can remember to do. And you don't have to use these exact words, but this vision it, and you can just kind of see how it would work. So it goes like this: I acknowledge my feelings, angry, fearful, hateful, whatever. And I'm willing to catch that negative energy as if it were a ball. Catch it here. Don't let it go out here, but catch it and stop it right here. I am willing, with the help of spirit, to transform this energy, this ball of energy I have, and use it for a loving purpose. So I'm about to get angry. I'm about to say something not nice. I'm about to even have judgmental thoughts. You don't have to say it out loud. It's a vibe. It travels. And instead, I'm willing to take this energy and catch it like it were a ball. And then I'm willing to let spirit help me transform it into an energy that I can use for the purpose of love. I really like that. I think that's just really could stick in my mind and stop me, for one thing. So this is the key to being a force for transformation. I choose to change my mind about what I'll do with my energy. Because with spirit, I can take this energy and I can transform it into love. Imagine if you read the stories about Jesus, or you read the stories, about Gandhi and the things that he went through, you can put yourself in their shoes and realize that they did some pretty amazing things with that energy, and using it in a way that, without practice, without work, without transformation internally, you just wouldn't be able to hold on to that loving field and stay in it and do the work of love. So if you truly choose transformation, you have to want it enough to do what it takes. You'll have to allow your heart to direct the work within you and through you, and you have to be willing to stop ordering up those empty boxes. And we will all be blessed by the gifts of everyone's loving transformation. Imagine the healing of the world, the healing the world will experience because of your willingness and your choices. And if you pay attention and you're aware, and you've been watching yourself, and you've been watching your world, and you've been watching what happens, you can see it happen right in front of your eyes. I have just lately made it just a huge commitment to be nice to people, no matter what is happening, no matter if they're being rude to me, rather they're discounting me, rather, making some situation more difficult for me, no matter how it is that they're being. I have made a commitment to be kind and really try to pay attention and hear what is happening with them and in them. And, if nothing else, when I walk away from those situations, I feel good. I feel better. I spread out all this love. And, when you want love, you got to be love. And so when you want to transform a situation into a loving situation that might not be so loving, the first thing you have to do is you have to show up as the transformative energy of love. And it works. Because like I said, if nothing else, when you walk away, you can feel so sort of enlivened by this idea that you've been in the midst of love. And I'm taking a philosophy class right now about love, and talk about how love is the in-between. It's the in-between everything. And you start to understand that when you can transform those energies within you into loving energy and see how it connects and becomes the in-between of everything else. And so in these words of Gandhi that we all know, and they're so true, you must be the change you want to see in the world. Or you must be transformed into what you want to see in the world. Blessings. Now I invite you to close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths. And I want you to imagine yourself as this beautiful, expanded being of light. And I want you to see yourself in public, in situations, walking down the street with a group of people, in your family, traveling on transportation, whatever it is, people around you. And this loving energy, this light just coming off of you, no judgment, no criticism, no us and them, all one. And this light just expanding out, filling the space, touching the people you don't even know. Maybe they even turn around and look. Who is that? What was that? Just breathe into that. And if in that atmosphere, all of a sudden you begin to feel an uncomfortable feeling inside of yourself, you catch it like a ball. And you take that energy in that ball and you place that hand and that ball of energy right over your heart. And you just breathe in. And you begin to allow that loving heart, that divine spirit within you, call it forth and you just let it begin to transform those negative feelings that started to rise up. And you just breathe into that. And in that process, you begin to feel that light of energy in you again. filling your cells, filling your being, filling your heart, filling your thoughts and your mind and your perspective on the world as you look at it. You begin to just feel that energy of loving light fill you, motivate you, connect you. There is nothing that cannot be transformed by the energy of love. And so if you haven't already, actually put your hand on your heart. I invite you to do that. Put your hands on your heart. And I want you to start with yourself. By blessing yourself, blessing the work you've done, the energy you've changed from dark to light, the words you haven't spoken that you've replaced with loving words, the thoughts you've been willing to let go of and replace with kind, loving thoughts. And to just feel that joy in who you are, who you can be, who you're willing to be, who you have so often been, and who in the future you will be more of by that committed work of the heart. And then I want you to bring to mind people you love, the things in your life that bring you joy. I want you to begin to feel the gratitude. Just let it overflow. Just think of the people that you love, the beautiful home that you have, the nature around you, the strangers that step up and remind you that the world is a good place. That you have this unlimited ability to call on spirit and have spirit be with you. And so we say thank you. We feel thank you. It's part of the gratitude of love. Grateful that there is love, that we feel love, that we have love, that we can transform other things that we think and feel and do and say into love. And we say thank you for this amazing journey of transformation. This amazing journey that we call life. And so it is. Amen. Namaste.
Thank you, Daniel. Amazing as previously billed. That beautiful voice over that fiddle violin. We are grateful. Sue, always just good to hear your voice.
See your face.
Yeah, the cadence of your talk just brings joy and happiness to our heart. We're very, very grateful. Mr. Lupo, the man behind the curtain. We are grateful for everything you do, taking this chaos and craziness and making it amazing and wonderful and beautiful on Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon for us. We can't do this without you, sir. Immediately following the morning service, we have a Zoom deep dive from 11:45 to precisely 12:15, so as not to steal your afternoon. We keep it pretty tight, but it does give us an opportunity to connect, see each other, and just dive deeper. Ask questions and perhaps give different perspectives. Next week we have. Before that we have the evening service. This morning service rebroadcast at 5:45. As a new premiere, so it'll give you a notification. We'll also pin that to the top of the page so that you can send a friend back or venture back yourself for a second viewing. Next week we have Dean Martineau with his half-side Judy Barant and Miss Donna Frost coming to us from somewhere in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee.
Oh.
No?
Nashville.
Is that not in Tennessee?
Yes, it is, but it's not in the Smoky Mountains.
Oh. But it is Tennessee.
It is Tennessee.
And there is orange things there.
Yes.
Okay, as long as there's orange things happening in that, everything will be fine.
If you would like to help with this effort, many paths to one divinity. That's our slogan. That's what we believe. There are many paths to one divinity, and we are all one. And it's very interesting to hear all the different perspectives of each of these faiths. So if you would like to help us keep this rolling, go to www.peopleofdiversity.org and push that donate button. So right now we want to just take a minute and be grateful, be really grateful. So take a deep breath, close your eyes if you would like. Join us as we say, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, all that is, for all it is, for the tithes and the donations, for the time that people put into this, the love, their hearts, for their hard work, and for tuning in on Sundays, those people that do that, and during the rest of the week, that the quote audience that makes all of this worth it. So we are so grateful, and we say amen. Amen. Okay, one last thing. We are going to do our healing circle. So bring to mind anything, anybody that you would like to have put into this circle where we have our energy connected, all of us connect our energy, and we say thank you, and we bless everything and everybody that's in this circle, and open up because it's coming at you, and receive as well as give. So thank you all, and we will see you at the deep dive. We will see you tonight if you're watching the morning service. We'll see you Sunday evening. We'll see you next week. So thank you.
Have a great week.
Amen.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love.